Imagine being new at school. You're walking through crowded hallways where everyone already belongs somewhere. Everyone except you. Now imagine you're not just one, but two twin brothers, quiet, disciplined, carrying a secret no one knows. The moment you step in, the football team, the kings of the school, spot you. They smirk. They whisper, and before you even sit down for lunch, the threat is clear: you don't belong. But what those bullies don't know is that the very kids they're trying to crush are holding back years of training. Training that could end everything in seconds. This is the story of the Black Twins. Outsiders in the spotlight, Darius and Malik were identical twins, both tall for their age, both carrying the same quiet eyes that seemed older than 16 years. They had just moved with their mom to a small town after their father, a Marine, passed away overseas. Their mom wanted a fresh start, and the boys wanted nothing more than to blend in, to finish school, to make their father proud in silence. But blending in was never going to happen. The first day they walked into Ridgeway High, heads turned. They were the only black students in most of their classes, and in a school where cliques were already carved deep, they stood out instantly. Whispers followed them through the halls, some curious, some cruel. At lunch, Darius and Malik sat alone. They didn't mind, they were used to relying on each other. But the football players noticed. The Ridgeway Falcons were more than just athletes. They were untouchable. Big, loud, and used to getting their way. Their captain, Brock, was a 6'3" linebacker with a smirk that screamed entitlement. And when he saw the twins sitting quietly in the corner of the cafeteria, he nudged his teammates. "New kids think they're too good to talk to anyone," he sneered. "Let's welcome them." The team swaggered over. Brock leaned on the table, knocking Malik's water bottle to the floor. "Hey twins, you don't eat here unless we say you can." Darius locked eyes with him, his face calm. Malik bent down, picked up the bottle, and wiped it clean. They didn't respond. That silence made Brock's blood boil. "Oh, they're too cool to talk. Guess we'll fix that." The cafeteria went quiet. Everyone knew how this played out. New kids get humiliated, football team laughs, order restored. But what no one knew was that Darius and Malik had been training in martial arts since they were 4 years old. Their late father had insisted on it, not just as self-defense, but as a way of life. Respect, control, discipline. Still, the twins had sworn to their mother never to use their skills unless they had no choice. So that day, they stayed silent. They endured. And when Brock shoved their trays onto the floor, they simply picked them up and walked away. But the humiliation didn't end there. Over the next week, the bullying escalated, shoved into lockers, mocked in the hallways, threatened after practice. The football team wanted to break them, wanted to make them beg to belong. And every time the twins walked away, the school saw weakness, the bullies saw easy targets. But inside, the twins were fighting a battle no one else could see. The battle between endurance and eruption, and that battle was about to reach its breaking point. 2. Chapter 2. The day everything changed, it was Friday night, the homecoming pep rally. The entire school was packed into the gym. Music blared, cheerleaders chanted, and the football team strutted across the stage like kings. Darius and Malik sat quietly on the bleachers, hoping to go unnoticed. But Brock wasn't about to let that happen. He spotted them in the crowd and grinned. "Hey everybody," he shouted into the mic. "Our new twins haven't shown much school spirit. What do you say we give them a real Ridgeway welcome?" The crowd cheered, half in excitement, half in dread. The team dragged the brothers onto the gym floor. "Let's see if they can take a hit." Brock laughed, shoving Malik hard in the chest. Malik stumbled but stayed upright. Darius stepped forward, fists clenched at his side, jaw tight. The gym fell silent, and then Brock made the mistake. He grabbed Malik by the collar, raising his fist as if to punch. That was the moment the promise broke. In one fluid motion, Malik twisted Brock's arm behind his back, dropping him to his knees before anyone could blink. Darius stepped in front of the other players, blocking their path. When one charged, Darius sidestepped, swept his legs, and the boy crashed to the floor. Gasps echoed through the gym. Nobody had ever stood up to the football team, let alone dismantled them in seconds. The twins didn't gloat, they didn't roar in triumph. They simply stood tall, calm, controlled, the way their father had taught them. Brock scrambled to his feet, red-faced with humiliation. He lunged again, but this time both brothers moved together, a blur of precision and discipline. Within moments, the so-called kings of Ridgeway were scattered across the floor, stunned and silent. The crowd erupted, not in mockery, but in awe. For the first time, everyone saw the twins for who they really were. Not outsiders, not weaklings, but warriors who had carried their pain, their discipline, their father's legacy with honor. The principal rushed in, demanding order, but even she couldn't hide her astonishment. Instead of punishment, she pulled the microphone and said, "Let this be a lesson. Respect isn't taken, it's earned." And tonight, Ridgeway High just learned a new definition of strength. From that day on, everything changed. The bullying stopped. Respect grew not just for the twins, but for what they represented. Discipline over aggression, calm over chaos, respect over cruelty. And the message spread beyond the school. Kids who had been silent victims of bullying found courage. Teachers spoke of discipline and self-control in class. Even the football team, bruised and humbled, began to walk a little straighter. As for Darius and Malik, they didn't become heroes overnight. They didn't care about popularity. They cared about something deeper. About honoring their father's lessons, about showing the world that strength isn't about fists or fear. It's about knowing when to walk away, and when you have no choice but to stand. Sometimes the world mistakes silence for weakness. Sometimes bullies mistake kindness for fear. But true strength isn't loud. It's disciplined, patient, controlled. And when it finally speaks, the world has no choice but to listen. The black twins didn't just defend themselves, they taught everyone around them what real power looks like. And maybe, just maybe, their story reminds us that no matter how loud the bully, quiet strength always wins in the end.